the water pump that came in. I'm finally getting the chance to go ahead and install it. This motor that I got had a couple broken bolts, so I'm gonna have to fix that, but I want to at least get the water pump in and then I'll extract that. So there on this motor 99, there's 3 bolts on each side, and then it'll slide down and we'll go from there. So we'll take these bolts off here, which unfortunately only has one on this side. I'll make that repair later. I've already pulled it off. There was no grease on this, but now there is a little bit of grease. I'll have to add more. So, water buildup, and then there's going to be a you can get a flathead in there, and there's a screw. Right there that you've got to take apart. Take that off, that's for your shift shaft. So we'll get that. Sometimes you gotta get a bigger screwdriver. Now that that's out, should just slide right out. Might take some there we go. Pull that off. It's great working with these small engines because you can just hold them all in place. Alright, now for the next portion, the water pump. Alright, so now we're going to do the water pump. So we take off these two bolts, and then this will come off. And it's a 7/16. kit comes with new bolts, so I won't reuse those. And one thing I did find is that the kit, I actually had to send it back twice. Well, once, and then but it doesn't, the impeller that comes in that kit currently is not the right impeller for a 9.9, and that information was submitted to the manufacturer that they were putting the wrong impeller in. Alright, so now all 4 of those are out. This will just, you gotta make sure you hold the drive shaft down so it don't pop up. Take this little O-ring off that's on top, slide this off, and so then inside you're gonna have the cup that slides in. This is the housing. You'll replace this O-ring, and that seal. That all comes in the kit. Take a flathead, and pry under there while still holding the drive shaft down to lift the impeller off, which obviously this has seen some much better days. That should have been changed a long time ago. Yeah, that should have definitely been changed a long time ago. And you get a new plate and key. The key that it comes with on these is a small round key. Is for this specific one, I'll take an 11/16 with an extension, sit it on there, and hit it, and I'll be back. Alright, so now that I just tapped that in, so that's flush, that's on. This does not come installed. I already installed that. They come with a couple different ones. So now I'll set that to the side. Here's the new plate that it comes with. So I'll have that installed way on there. This is the impeller that it currently comes with. That's entirely way too big. That's the correct impeller that it's supposed to have. You can see the size difference. And then it comes with a bag of goodies. So in here, it comes with 4 new bolts. It has like a Loctite on there. I put some grease so that way it comes off easier. Another O-ring for the drive shaft, and the key. So the key is what locks the impeller in to actually spin on the drive shaft, and that goes right there. The best advices that I've ever got from mechanics is always using grease. So I've got a grease gun here. Put some grease on the actual gear case surface. You want to put it on like you're not paying for it. Grease is your friend. There's times where you can use too much grease, and there's times where you want to have a lot of grease. So anything that has a bolt or it needs to come apart, it never hurts to have grease. Alright, so then you're going to slide the plate on. You're going to take some grease and put it on the keyway, or on the key, I should say. And then you're gonna put it there, and it's gonna act like glue. Then we're gonna take our brand new impeller, slide it on, and after that we're gonna add more grease into the cup. Not a lot. This is where you don't want to put a lot. And then you're gonna put it on the blades, and this is gonna prevent a dry start. Alright, then we'll slide this down and over. And then put some grease on all these bolts because I want them to come back out. Whenever the next time I gotta check the water pump or replace the water pump. If you like learning, subscribe to the channel so you can see more repairs. You can learn more on doing basic outboard mechanics. I'm going to do an X pattern here. Get them pushed down here tight, snug, and then I'll go back through and tighten them down. They don't gotta be crazy tight. You just don't want to lose it. Alright, now you're gonna put take this O-ring, that's the replacement, and you're gonna put it up on top of that drive shaft. Slide it on there. And then so you can make sure you're going to have an easier time to be able to get this off. Put some grease on here as well. And then also grease in your water pickup so it'll slide around that O-ring. Alright, now we're gonna put this back on the motor. Alright, so now wheel this over. Slide this up in here. And what you gotta do is back in there. What I like to do is start it. Now I'll get my smaller screwdriver, tighten it down. There we go. Alright, it's on the dowels. And these on here are they're a 3/8. But I don't need the extension. That's on there tight. Now I'm going to lower the motor down and we'll run it and make sure it goes good. I forgot to push the start, or to start recording. But it's running. It's running. I believe there's also a clog in this